Good morning, it's Joshua Taylor coming to you this Friday, the 22nd of May, 2020. I was up about 3:30 this morning. Had a very pleasant time and going through Psalms and reaching out to the Lord. And I'm so thankful to the Father that He stirred my heart and He's laying me down in green pastures. All of Psalms 23 has been coming to pass in my life. He's restoring my soul. And anyway, I was going to do this video yesterday. I think this is episode 198. And it has to do with the season of time that we're in now. I remember standing in Port Angeles in the 7 Open Visions, and I was waiting to board the ferry to come to Victoria. And it was, I was walking in the Spirit. I knew all things by the revelation of the Holy Spirit. And I was standing there, and it was dark. It was 5 o'clock in the morning, and like when the sun began to break on the horizon, it was 5 o'clock in the morning. So that was set the season for this time of the year. Maybe the early part of May, first week in May, maybe the last part of April. And this has to do with the total destruction of the West Coast that the Lord showed me in the 7 Open Visions. And, it's been weighing on my spirit ever since the Lord gave me these visions since 1988. And all this is going to go down. And the Lord didn't give me no date, but He gave me 40 signs. And what I saw on the faces of the people, I saw great fear. And it seemed this kind of fear could only come from the judgments of God. So we know that the judgments had to be taking place prior to the destruction of the West Coast. And we're coming into that now. This COVID-19 is just a very light thing. Maybe the fear factor is maybe 3. And in the visions it was 7. And each time you go up a point, the fear factor is doubled. Right? So the fear factor now is only 3. When it goes up to a 4, it's going to double. Then 5 will be double a 4. And that's what I'm saying. Could be coming close to the season where the hand of judgment is going to come on the west coast of both Canada and the United States. And 3 million is going to perish on the west coast of Canada if the government doesn't heed what the Lord's put in my heart, what He's shown me. Vancouver's going to be gone. I saw Vancouver Island evacuated, but the people got no further than the mainland, and that's it. They weren't ready to. They had no place to go, basically, and all I saw was just a convoy that got out at the last hour. 10,000 vehicles that left the east side of Surrey. They were already on the east side of Surrey, on the east side of the bridge, and they got out in the last hour. I don't know how many people would be in those 10,000 vehicles, maybe 40, 50,000. The Lord showed me a convoy of transport trucks that was 5 miles long, 250 transport trucks that were fully outfitted with provision, heading up toward the northern part of the British Columbia interior. Well, we could be coming so close to this. I'm not saying that the spring of 2021 that's going to be when this is going to happen, but it could be. I'm watching the signs. And so the fear was the greatest sign that the Lord gave me. So if we come into any more judgments, another pandemic breaking out, war in the Middle East breaking out, the Psalms 83 war, which would pretty well crash the economy. It would be the death blow to the economy. And that's what I saw in the visions. Cash was nearly phased out. It was about 80-90% phased out. And not that cash was not physically present, is that the value of the cash was at 600% hyperinflation. So paper money was virtually worthless. And we know that this COVID thing is pushing for digital currency to get everybody the chip. And it really weighs on my heart. And it just seems like so few people are really waking up. But if you're on the West Coast, you really need to take heed and use the time now to secure your livelihood and have a plan in place to evacuate. Because when the time comes, you will not have the time. And we could be coming to that place where, you're going to have to prepare. That's all there is to it. You're going to have to pull the plug of, from in the cities, network with others to come together and have a plan to bug out of the cities and a place to go. These Gosha camps, they need to be built. There's no two ways about it. And in the visions, I didn't see any signs of civil war. I didn't see no invasion from Russian or Chinese troops. And I was still able to travel, right? I was still able to travel. I still had my passport. So everything seems like it is now, right? And like judgment, or seems like the nation was in the early part of judgment upon America. And so all I can is get this out. I've been warning and warning and warning for over 30 years. Very few people take heed, but we're at that point. What I did see is that there was a housing crash. The house, people were hanging on to their houses right to the end, and they lost everything. But right at the end, when the angel of the Lord appeared to me, that Gabriel appeared to me on board the ferry as it was docking in Vancouver, and it was just getting dark. I had just left Departure Bay a few hours prior to that in Nanaimo, and I seen all these helicopters come in, dozens and dozens of helicopters, just getting dark. I could see them leaving the Vancouver terminal, and then I saw all these reporters, 50, 60 reporters, and I knew in the spirit they were asking one question. They had one thought: how much time? And they were worried about their the homes and all that, right? And the angel of the Lord said, "You have no time to sell your homes, only enough time to flee." So between now and whenever the total destruction of the West Coast comes down, you're going to have to sell your homes and get out while you have the time, right? There's, you can do what you want, but if you wait too long, you're going to lose your homes and you might lose your life. And, what can I say? All I can do is just pass on the warning that was given to me. But there will be a preliminary earthquake as a sign of a dead race and revival. This is the quake that David Terrell, God's prophet to the world, saw. It could be this 9.2. And, it's going to be a shake-up and a wake-up event, but it's not going to bring total destruction to the West Coast. The one that I saw buried Vancouver. Vancouver was buried in a wall of water, and there's nothing left. All the skyscrapers and everything was ripped up. So I'm not talking about this wake-up event that's coming. I'm talking about the total destruction of the West Coast. When that happens, you're finished. If you're, if you're not out of the city and on your way to a safe area, you're finished. And I know in the spirit that that invasion was coming, right? Invasion of America. So I'm going to get this out. Don't want to keep it too long, but you really need to pray about it. Over the years, people have mocked me. They laughed in my face. They don't believe these visions. Well, we're coming pretty close to that time. And you really need to get on your knees. You really need to seek the face of the Father on what to do, because time is running out here. This is Joshua Taylor, Donald D. Taylor, coming to you from here in Boston Bar, British Columbia, Canada.